What has happened? What has happened today is the biggest victory that Manchester United fans could have possibly hoped for, in my opinion. Manchester United versus Liverpool, it is official. The game has been postponed following protests at Old Trafford. The fans have spoken, and I will not hear, I'm going to say this straight away, I will not hear negativity being spun as the main narrative behind these protests, which were largely extremely peaceful. Because Manchester United fans have spoken for the national sentiment, like Gary Neville is doing, like Jamie Carragher is doing on Sky, and not the presenter. I can't remember the name of the presenter, but he's trying to spin it negatively. Graham Souness is trying to speak it negatively. I won't have that. You won't have that. Today is what bigger message could be sent to the Glazers by Manchester United fans than stopping the biggest game in English football from happening. That's what's happened today. Manchester United fans have spoken up, spoken out against the owners, and have done it in such a way that we've stopped United against Liverpool from happening. That is the biggest message that could possibly have been sent today, and it's been sent. I want to know what your reaction is in the comments below, but I'm going to be going through it again like I was doing earlier on the live stream. Thank you all for joining in there. Thank you all for the new subscribers. Why not? Oh, I'm so upset that I wasn't there. I really genuinely am. I really wanted to be there. Obviously couldn't be there because of my leg, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run through it all. I didn't expect it. I really, really didn't. Even when it was happening earlier, I said I would be very, very surprised if the game was called off, but I would be very, very surprised if people managed to break into Old Trafford, but they did. Going through here, the BBC reporting there was a mood of celebration among some protesting fans on news of postponement. They cheered as cars left the stadium area and vehicles sounded their horns at a group of supporters brandishing anti-Glazer flags. What I'll do is let's have a look through some of the videos. I want to know what your reaction is in the comments below. You can let me know. But yeah, I think my main reaction is I'm absolutely delighted. I'm so delighted that this has happened because for so long I haven't just been Glazers Out for the last 2 weeks. I've been Glazers Out ever since they took over, and I've been very vocal about it for years now. And this, I saw the collapse of the European Super League as the biggest genuine opportunity for momentum to shift and change, and hopefully for change to come at Manchester United. And today was the organised protest that all supporter groups got behind. And you can see it on even Jamie Carragher is having to stand up for what Manchester United fans did today. And it's ridiculous that he's having to do that. Graham Souness, you can get fucked. And the main presenter, David, can't remember his surname, but he can get fucked as well. They're trying to spin it negatively. But there's a video here. So this is Carl Anker from The Athletic saying, this video I'm about to show you here, this is apparently when there was a turning point in the protest, not long after mounted police arrived. So let's have a look and see what this is. So you can see that there. That was the police using batons there against some fans. And look, I'll be clear in saying I don't agree with any violence that happened today, because that's not the main message. And it's why I'm annoyed, because the media has now been given an opportunity to spin this away from the actual focus. And the focus of this should be the Glazers. The focus of this should be the owners of football clubs inside England who use football clubs simply as cash cows. And as Gary Neville was so powerfully saying, they don't care about the communities that these football clubs serve and how important football is to everyone in Britain. And I'm annoyed that the opportunity has been given for the media to spin it. And I'm also annoyed at Graham Souness for trying it. At anybody who's going to try and spin this negatively, because it's such a powerful moment for. Look, all you need to see is this. All you need to see is this. We genuinely do decide, because obviously that is the photo from Carrington a couple of weeks ago when some United fans peacefully protested inside Carrington, went in there, talked to Solskjaer, talked to a few of the players. We decide when you play. And we do. We really do. There's such a victory for fans today that I just don't want to see it being spun negatively. And I'm really frustrated that that's immediately what has started to come around. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. And I'm staggered. I'm staggered by the power of the fans' voice that has been spoken. If you had asked anybody whether there was any chance that a protest from United fans would be able to cancel the biggest game in English football, you would have just been laughed at. But we have. Instead of we have, and that's it. That's now the message. And look, Gary Neville really, really has just. He's like the general of the army of the people, because everything he's saying. Let's see if we can get a few of his quotes up here. There you go, Gary Neville, right there. We can make the story today about the disturbances, and I think that needs to be covered. But the story should be about the Manchester United fans. They have had enough. It will be very difficult in the next few months. And something that Gary is doing really, really well in saying in that. I'll read more quotes out. I'll read some more. I think beyond today, it should be about reform and legislation and making sure they can't do it again. Making sure fans across the country unite to make sure there is reform in English football. That's the most important thing. The reality is the game's been called off and the fans have spoken. They did it a few weeks ago. It's not going to go away because they don't trust the owners of the club and they don't like them. They think they should leave. Today has to be the watershed moment, doesn't it? Today has to be the moment that begins the next movement. I don't know how to describe it, but if today was powerful, tomorrow has to be even more powerful. Tomorrow we have to use the protests and what's happened today as energy and momentum behind pushing for this legislation and pushing for this change. Gary Neville doesn't think that 50+1 is going to be able to come in English football, and that will be very difficult to implement in British football. It's such a completely and utterly different thing. But it doesn't mean that we can't fight to have legislation introduced, for example, that means that there is a fan-elected board member at every club in English football. At least that would be a fan representative. There are middle grounds that can be had. If it's not going to be 50+1, there can certainly be better structures and better things put in place, which would change how English football clubs are run, would stop people like the Glazers. It's just brilliant. It's just brilliant. I'm going to read a few of your comments out here. Alan here saying, I was mostly concerned the missiles would be thrown at Liverpool for us. Glad that didn't get to happen. Keep the protest up, but without taking away from the team and what they have done. But I think today was brilliantly done. Of course, there's going to be individual moments. There's going to be individuals who may take it too far. And that, unfortunately, is a consequence of a protest. It happens. It happens in pretty much every protest. And I hope that, as I said, I really, really don't want that to be taken as the main story from today. I think this is a bit from. I want to try and get the official video. I don't want to be done for copyright. Right. Let's have a look here. Let's see. I think there was an official letter that came out. Let me try and find that. The Premier League have released a statement on the postponement. Let's read that. Following the security breach at Old Trafford, the Manchester United versus Liverpool game has been postponed. This is a collective decision from the police, both clubs, the Premier League and local authorities. The security and safety of everyone at Old Trafford remains of paramount importance. We understand and respect the strength of feeling, but condemn all acts of violence, criminal damage and trespassing, especially given the associated COVID-19 breaches. Fans have many channels by which to make their views known, but the actions of a minority seen today have no justification. We sympathise with the police and stewards who had to deal with a dangerous situation that should have no place in football. The rearrangement of this fixture will be communicated in due course. Now, as I said, watch this be the narrative that's taken forward from this. And we have to make sure that that the fans don't get the great work that was done today doesn't just get buried under this, because fans do have channels to make their views heard. And a fucking protest is one of them. Because for years and years and years and years, United fans have protested angrily, physically, against the Glazers' ownership. And nothing has been done about it. Nothing can really be done about it because they bought the club. And we as fans don't have the power to just tell them to sell it unless they want to. But you can't say that. No, it just pisses me off, man. It pisses me off that that's going to be who cares about the fucking corner flags that got taken? They're the people that went in Old Trafford onto the pitch, and the lads stopped the buses from leaving the Lowry. Brilliant, all of you, brilliant. And I personally do not think in any way, shape, or form you can justify taking a negative spin on that. That's my own personal opinion. Let's have a look. Mr. Impact there saying since day one we didn't want the Glazers. No, exactly. Henry Walker there saying Glazers trying to spin the narrative. I don't think it's the Glazers, but it's just going to be the structures that the powers that be in English football will now try and use it, as I said, use that as a negative spin to take away from the pure power that we saw today from Man United fans. And all fans across the country will be thanking Man United fans for what we've done today. Because Chelsea fans have protested against it. Arsenal fans have protested out against it. Liverpool fans have protested. And United, we've taken it a step further today. And we have to. Because the Premier League and English football and the government have allowed owners such as these to come in and change the scope of English football. And protests like this is going to be how we fight back against it. And it's hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Decide when you will play. We'll decide. We'll decide. We'll decide when you will play. We'll decide when you will play.
We really will decide when you will play, eh? That's so beautiful. Let's read a few more of your comments out. Okay, I'll give you the opportunity now. You let me know in the comments what your opinion is on this. Whether you think it's the right thing that's been done, whether it's the wrong thing that's been done. What would you wanted to do differently? What do you think will happen next? I'll read a few of your comments out because I'll be interested to know exactly where you stand while I watch this unfold. At 5 from The Athletic. So The Athletic have done an article, probably Laurie Whitwell has done it. Yeah, it is. So this is a sort of an account of what happened. Shortly after 2 p.m, 2 loud fireworks were set off, which is believed to act as a trigger for fans to push through the temporary barriers and rush past stewards. A group of fans managed to get inside the stadium through a door just before the Munich tunnel. At least one corner flag was taken. Absolutely devastating for that corner flag. I hope he's all right. Along with a number of balls at today's protest, this meant Manchester United did not have the required amount to stage a game, and more would have been needed had the game. Steve, can you go down the shop and buy a couple of balls? Yeah, Man United playing Liverpool today. We don't have enough balls. Anyway, all jokes aside. A small group was seen making their way down the tunnel at Old Trafford, and sources say as many as 10 made it into the dressing room, causing concern. I mean, they were trying to say that fans didn't get in to the dressing room, but my God, how bad was the security at Old Trafford? I mean, the stewards are crap at the best of times, but they've been truly horrendous. At 5:40, when confirmation came that the game was called off, dozens of fans remained in a line in front of police, setting off green and gold flares and singing Manchester United songs. I think I might have to try and make a mini documentary about all of this because it's beautiful. Today is one of the most significant days that we've had as Manchester United fans. Oh, right. This could go right. This could go rightly or wrongly. But I know a few of the lads have gone up to... They went up to the protest today. This could go rightly or wrongly. Let's find out. Right. And I've got one of the lads here. One sec. Let me add him into the stream.
L Peoples reporting live. What's up? How's your foot?
My foot's terrible. You're live on Channel 4. Please do not swear.
Fuck off, you Leeds.
I will not swear. I will not swear.
Nah, you can swear if you want. Right, look, mate. Well done.
Cheers, mate. It was what an achievement that is,
mate. What was it? What was it like?
Carnage.
It was brilliant. It was like the best Euro away you could think of. Like lots of flares, lots of singing, lots of dancing. Hugging people you don't know, meeting people off Twitter. But yeah, I mean, I can't believe we stopped the game. That was the main aim, I think, is to show that we can reclaim a bit of power there. And
hello, Charlie.
Yeah, pal. How you doing?
Radamel over here.
Oh, mate, look.
Back with the headband.
Yeah, taking the power back a bit, I think, Sam.
Yeah, well, yeah. That's the main message that's coming. Well, actually, the main message that's coming out, if you're watching Sky Sports, is that they're trying to spin it negatively. They're concentrating on the. I mean, I can believe it because it's expected, but
it wasn't. I mean, the lads, like some of them infiltrated the offices and they were in there for half an hour, like banging on the windows, waving at us. It was absolutely mad. Some of the younger lads. People were climbing everywhere, every wall, every fence, every roof.
I heard some lad backdated Ed Woodward's taxes.
Someone backdated Ed Woodward's taxes. That's dog.
It was the perfect outcome. Everyone who came in today, it was the perfect outcome, 100%. Perfect.
Yeah, you can't really say that fans don't have power when literally the biggest game in English football has been stopped.
So yeah, what do the Glazers? What do they measure as success? It's China, Middle East, US markets, and today is the biggest game in soccer, right? The biggest league game in soccer, regardless of finals, semi-finals probably are bigger at times, but in terms of just average weekend football, this is the biggest one, and we got it called off, and that is a huge show of strength, and we could do it anytime we want. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, there was a lad on Twitter with at Old Trafford with like 3 other people with a bed sheet, and it said, "We decide when you play." And people were making fun of him, and I was saying, like, that's the message we need to say. We decide when you play.
I mean, yeah, that's it's been proven, a point proven today, and I think, well, what Gary Neville's been leading with the voice of reason, and what he wants after all of this is hopefully some legislation to come in, some change to happen. Hopefully that does happen, but I will let you go for now, and because it's all unfolding at the moment. But big up to all of you that are there today. You nailed it. You absolutely nailed it, and enjoy tonight. Well, that was Alex and that was Charlie, a couple of mates who went up to the protests. Good lads that they are. And I'm so blown away by what's happened today. It really, really is. Oh, well, apparently Keith Scottson isn't. What's he said there? You've made a joke out of our club, made us as United fans look stupid. Glazers own the club. I want them gone, but now they will dig in and go nowhere. It's a very odd take. That's Keith. An extremely odd take. Why? I don't know how this makes United fans look stupid. It makes United fans look powerful. We've stood up against the Glazers. The game going ahead today would be something that the Glazers would have wanted to happen. But instead, we've stopped it from happening. And therefore, today is a moment that will not be forgotten. It's a moment that will be used now, hopefully, as some of the biggest fuel behind this continued push by United fans, a push back against ownerships, the ownerships of clubs. And it's not just United. It's not just Liverpool. It's not just Arsenal or Chelsea or City or Spurs. It's everyone combined. Every single one combined behind the movement together. And that's what this whole thing is. This whole thing, it's crazy how this was just an effective power grab, a money grab by greedy football owners, and it is spectacularly blown up in their faces to the point where they've effectively loaded the guns, which are now pointing at them. No, that's obviously metaphorical. And I'm all for it because change has been needed for a long, long time. And I'm sure you've all really enjoyed it as well. I could never have imagined this was going to be the consequence of today, but it is. And I'll be doing plenty more content in and around this. I'm going to try and hopefully put a little mini doc together about what happened today. Maybe get a few interviews done. So make sure you stick around. Make sure, if you're new, there's about 600 you watching now. If you're not a subscriber to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Get involved in United People's TV. Get involved in the community. But today was such a powerful victory for not only Manchester United fans, but football fans in general. We're all done with the owners. And for years and years, you've been able to quietly just take money out of our clubs. But that's changing. That's going to change. And hopefully today can mark the beginning of that change. As I said, make sure you subscribe to United People's TV if you're new. And I'll see you soon. But what a victory. What a victory. Take it easy.